morning, everyone. My name is Karla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I enjoy, and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is Sunday, April 9th. It's my FlossTube number 185. Happy Easter to those of you that celebrate. Today is Easter. And happy Passover to those of you that celebrate that. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I can definitely hear it, but my voice sounds kind of weird to me. I've been dealing with a cold for the last couple of days. It's just a cold. It's nothing bad. I've taken the tests and everything. But I have not been feeling great the last couple of days. Of course, I was very excited to have a 3-day weekend, and I thought, oh, I'll be able to get a lot of stuff done. And what I have accomplished the last several days is laying on my bed, watching TV, sleeping, and doing a little bit of crafting. No chores. Nothing was done. I didn't even do laundry this week because I just wasn't feeling well. So you know, I don't feel well, and then that's going to create stress because everything's going to pile up. It is what it is. But yeah, so I hope you guys had a great week. Weather report, it's really overcast right now. It's been nice all week, getting warmer. I think it was actually really hot the last couple of days. I didn't go outside. But I'm saying that because I felt very hot and didn't have a fever, so I'm thinking it was outside that was going in and making me feel uncomfortable. We don't have any exciting weather that's supposed to be happening this week. As I said, it's really overcast right now, but it's supposed to burn off by later in the afternoon. We're supposed to have sort of maybe overcast in the morning and then sunny in the afternoon days with temps in the mid 60s, low 70s, although next Sunday it's supposed to be up to 87, which I am not ready for the hot weather. I really am not. I don't enjoy it. I much actually prefer the rain. So I guess I'm living in the wrong area. I should be in the Pacific Northwest or something like that. But no, I'm here in Southern California where I'm afraid we're going to have a really hot summer. Anyway, let's see. Zoom update or Zoom reminder next Sunday, the 16th at 2 p.m. Be there or be square. All the information is down below in the info box. Hopefully, I'm going to reboot my internet before the meeting, and then I don't know. Did you hear that bang, you guys? That's Baggy. He's decided the last couple days that he wants to do all of his napping inside my towel cabinet. So he was just coming out to yap at us. Right, Bags? Yeah? Don't lick the plastic. What was I saying? Oh, Zoom. So yeah, so I'm going to reboot my internet. Hopefully that will help. And then I'm also going to log into Zoom a different way, which I think is the correct way. I haven't been doing it correctly. So hopefully that will help the problem. I'm really hoping that I can solve... Come here. Oh, God. I'm really hoping I can solve the Zoom problem on my Chromebook because I don't really want to switch. I'm used to doing it the way I've been doing it. I don't like changing stuff. So I'm hoping that will work. But we'll see. We'll see after next weekend. Let's see. What do I have to report? This is Baggy, by the way, if you have not visited my channel before. Did I even say welcome? I'm a little scattered today, so please bear with me. Welcome. If this is your first time finding my channel, I hope that you like what you see. Want to hit like and subscribe. And I do have a super thanks button down below. I know this is probably a little bit too scattery for anybody to go, wow, she's a great YouTuber. But, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, there is a super thanks button if anybody wants to give me a monetary tip. If this is not your first time, if you are one of my regular subscribers, thank you for coming back and sticking with me, even when I'm not making a lot of sense and don't feel great. So... Bye, Bags. Okay, so things to report. So as I said last week, actually even in my title, I went out to lunch last Sunday, late lunch with Julie from Stitching at the Cabin. I was very lucky in that she wasn't going to the cabin that weekend because we've had so much snow, and I guess they have to go when there's a lot of snow at their cabin to do maintenance and stuff like that, but it also can be, I guess, not as fun. I don't know. Anyway, so they didn't go last weekend. And so she was here, so we were able to meet for lunch, which we haven't done since the height of the pandemic. The first time we met was, you know, in the middle of everything, you know, where we were both masked and we were like 6 feet apart. Well, actually, we were probably more than that. Standing in a parking lot, and we talked outside like that. This time we were able to actually have lunch. And we found Panera that was just about halfway between us. She's like feeling guilty because it's like a 25-minute drive for me and a 20-minute drive for her, which, you know, is silly because either one of us hits traffic and it's going to be worse for one of us. But it was smooth sailing for both of us, which was really nice. And so yeah, we found that Panera. We managed to chit chat for like 4 hours and didn't stitch, didn't do anything. We exchanged some goodies, so I'll show you those in a little bit, but it was so nice to talk to somebody. I'm jealous because she is going to Stitch Shenanigans, I think, in Las Vegas this month, and her table 10, which I've been hearing about. She's gonna get to meet Jen, the backcountry stitcher, and a bunch of other people who sound totally fun. So I'm jealous. So hopefully you guys will think of me a teeny little bit while you're there. But yeah, it was really nice to get to do something that I haven't done in a long time. I'm kind of a hermit. I go to work, I see the people that I work with. I occasionally see my family, and that's about it. I don't really even go to stores or anything. I do all my shopping online. So I am somewhat of a hermit, which is not necessarily a bad thing to be in this day and age. You know, there is still a virus out there that is pretty dangerous. So, but yeah, but it's nice to occasionally kind of get out of that comfort zone and, you know, safely go and meet the public. So, that was nice to do. Monday was the B'nai Mitzvah. I told you guys about that last week as well. It was lovely. Both of them, Reagan and Logan, I was so proud of them. I mean, I had all of the ant feels and just so proud. I mean, Logan was so tall and handsome, and Reagan, just beautiful young lady. Not that looks matter, but, you know, I mean, as long as I'm bragging on them, I might as well say that they're both beautiful creatures on the outside as well as beautiful creatures on the inside. They both did an excellent job. You know, I know that they both overcame a lot of personal challenges to be able to get up in front of people and, you know, say the prayers that they had to say to, you know, for the ceremony. And then they also each gave a little speech. And I know it was really hard for them. I mean, they both have different challenges, but they both have challenges. Logan was very honest in his speech about his struggles with severe anxiety and how he is working to overcome them. And I was really proud of how mature he was about talking about it and, you know, saying that therapy helps him, and he's grateful that he has a therapist to talk to and that he has doctors that can prescribe him medicine that help. And, you know, that he's worked to start to overcome. I mean, it doesn't go away, but he's learning to overcome that anxiety to be able to get up in front of a group of people and speak eloquently and humorously. I mean, I was really proud of his speech. And then Reagan's speech was really sort of insightful. Both of them, because of the time of year it was, were choosing sort of a theme of social justice and that kind of thing. And Reagan I think very cleverly, like, took some anecdotes from her own personal life, you know, because, I mean, she's a 13-year-old sheltered kid who does cheer, she's aware of the fact that she's not out there, you know, in the midst of social injustice, but she's able to take anecdotes from her own personal life and things that happen, like in her cheer, on her cheer teams, and how people interact, and when negative things happen, she was able to relate to how she feels about those minor things into the bigger, you know, world, and how magnified those feelings, you know, have to be addressed and stuff like that. I'm not eloquently saying it, and she did, but I it was really clever the way she kind of was able to marry her personal experience with the larger theme, and, you know, and how that has made her, you know, want to fight for social justice. If that makes sense. Anyway, it was a really, really nice day, and I'm really glad. I'm very happy and proud of them, of both of them. And then Stacy and Aaron too, for raising such great kids, and you know, and Hudson was a very good little brother that day. I mean, the focus was not on him, and sometimes that's harder when you're a little kid to have all the attention on your older siblings, but he was really good, and he was in a, you know, he didn't seem like he was in a great mood that day, but, you know, he's 8. Sometimes you don't feel like you want to be social. So, then Wednesday was the first night of Passover. Normally we would have a Seder, a family Seder. However, just because of all of the stuff of the preparation of the B'nai Mitzvah, and then they had out-of-town guests actually staying in their tiny little house because of the B'nai Mitzvah, and trying to get their house ready to go on the market and all this stuff, it just wasn't going to happen. And as it turns out, actually, it was probably for the best for me, even though I was a little disappointed at first. It was for the best for me because Wednesday afternoon I started feeling sick, so it was probably good that I didn't try and go out and mix with people. Excuse me. Hopefully that is not going to continue. Where was I? Oh, so Thursday was a short day for me at work. Again, I was all excited. I'm looking around to see if I have a bottle of water around, and of course I don't. I really hate to have to pause, because then I have to put the 2 videos together. And I don't want to do that. But we'll see if my cough can calm itself. Then I won't have to do that. I haven't coughed like this all day today. It's because I'm talking. Okay, so Thursday was a short day, and again, I was all excited, right? I was going to have all this extra time, and basically I went home and slept. And I've spent, as I said, Friday and Saturday, you know, lying down. So, okay, forgive that slight interruption due to technical difficulties. Have water. Hopefully everything's gonna be good now. So, I was just about to get going on actually showing you projects. So, let's do that. I didn't have any paper crafting this week. Again, you know, we plan, God laughs. I did plan on doing a bunch of late paper crafting on Friday or Saturday, and again, I did nothing. I did do a little bit of diamond painting this week. I didn't have any new starts or any finishes on anything. Cross stitch wise, I do have some crochet projects to show you, but I did a little bit more on the diamond painting, which again, I'm calling Purple Path. Any of you that do diamond painting know, like, you know, showing it up close like this doesn't look like anything. you kind of have to look at it far away, and then when it's only a little bit done, it doesn't, again, it doesn't really look like anything, but I did probably that much in one afternoon. Okay, oops, what is that? That is garbage. Okay, stitching. I have to say, I stitched on 5 projects this week, so it's not like I didn't stitch. I almost feel guilty, which is crazy because it's not like projects have feelings, but I feel like I'm cheating on my cross stitch with the crochet. Like, cross stitch is my like main squeeze, and I've got like a side piece now. So yeah, I'm dealing with that, but I still stitched. So I don't know what my deal is. Okay, so this is To Everything There's a Season. Shoot. This is that chart. This is something that I got when I was a very baby stitcher. And this is a pretty old pattern. It's from 1994. And it is hand charted, meaning all of the symbols are physically drawn. But this I started in honor of my dad. He always loved this bird song, and when he was my Hebrew school teacher, I remember him bringing it in on his reel-to-reel tape recorder and playing it for us. So again, this was started very, very early in my career. It's on 14 count Aida, which is not something I stitch on now, hardly ever, but and I worked in this section here. So I finished this like probably in 2019, and I've just worked on it in little bits and dribbles. So I'm hoping at least this month I will get this finished and then some more border done. That's sort of mini goal for April this year. This is the one that I'm using the light effects, DMC light effects in that border, which I really hate using. So that's a challenge just to do that because I just don't like it. So, but I'm too far along to like pull it out and just use something else. So it is a challenge, but I'm up for it. Okay, this mom, I am doing this one for Stacy, obviously. I got this off of Etsy. This home runs on cuddles and caffeine, but I changed it to this mom. And I'll be honest, I slowed down on this quite a bit just because she started stitching, and she started stitching for her. So it was kind of like, okay, she's stitching for herself. Now she doesn't need something from me, which is kind of a dumb way to think, but it is coming along. And I worked in the cuddles, which is, pink is her favorite color, so that's why I'm using the pink for that big word. And then it'll kind of go down from there. So I'll use this variegated in the and then this mom in caffeine, and then I have some brown variegated for the beads, the beans, the coffee beans. And this is on an Aida that I hand dyed. So April is my friends and family, so you can see that like the first one was something that I started on my dad. This one is something that I'm making for Stacy. This one is something I'm making for my friend Tracy. This is a Cardinal. Nope, wrong one. I have all my bird patterns in here because they're all going to be for her. So I'm using this chart, and it's the Cardinal that I'm doing this time. And just got a little bit further. Still doesn't look like anything yet, but you can see that the tail's starting to come down, and this is one of the flowers. The flowers do get back stitched with like a rusty color, so they will show up really well when they're done. Okay, Bellatrix is for myself, actually, but she reminds me of my D&D character that I play with Aaron and Logan and Reagan, so it kind of makes me think of them, as well as the fact that I just love this pattern. So I figured that that was good for the friends and family, because when I get this done, it'll be a reminder of them for myself. And this is Bella Filipina, Bellatrix. And I stitched up in the corner. So I'll show you the whole thing and then sort of where I focused this week. So this is how she's looking now. And then my focus was on up in here. And last, but for sure not least, is something that I'm making for my brother. It is Star Trek. And basically, I got 4 of these charts from Fangirl Stitches, I think is what she's called on Etsy. Yeah, Fangirl Stitches. So I have 4 of them. I have the original series, I have Next Generation, which is this one. Then I have Voyager and Deep Space Nine. And I'm stitching them, you know, one on top of each other. So the original series just says Star Trek underneath it, and then the other ones all say like Star Trek Next Generation. So what I did is I actually put the Star Trek at the top. I charted the original series, and then okay, so that's where I am. So this week, actually, I had Picard done, and I had Worf's body. So I finished his head, and I did Beverly and Wesley. And of course, they all need to be backstitched, and they need their eyes, but so there's 4 more characters in this row, and then I have 2 more to do. But it actually went pretty fast. So if I focus on this, I think this is something that I could get done this year. We'll see. But it may end up in my, last 2 months, my push. Okay, so that was it for my stitching this week. But I did do actually quite a bit of crocheting, because I'm really enjoying it, and I'm enjoying the experience of learning and kind of figuring it out as I go. And it's getting way easier and more natural. Now, last week I showed you this slipper sock that I made, and I had to make its mate, which I did. And I must have screwed something up because the mate is too big. So this one fits perfectly. This one's too big, so I'm going to have to tear this one apart. And I don't think I have to go down to 0. I think I just need to go down to the middle and then redo it, because I want to be able to wear them, and it just doesn't fit. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a tension thing or I actually messed up the stitches. It seems like it's longer. So I need to count. So I decided not to tear it apart, but to show you the error part. And then I'm going to, because it's so easy to tear apart crochet, as opposed to like frogging cross stitch. Frogging crochet is super easy. I mean, it feels like a waste of all your time of putting everything together, but you can save all the yarn and just redo it. So I'm gonna have to do that. But instead of doing that this week, I did a different slipper sock. Now, this was another pattern that I saw on YouTube, and this shows my inexperience. In the tutorial, she's very clear she's using a bulky yarn number 5. Now that number 5 was my downfall because of course I don't know what I'm doing. So I went onto Amazon and I'm looking at bulky yarn, and I ended up with this super thick and quick Lion brand, which I really love the colors and stuff, but it turns out it's a number 6, not a number 5. So of course that makes it bigger. She was using a number 5 needle, which you couldn't even use on this yarn. I was like, this isn't gonna work, so I used a number 7. But quickly realized that if I just did the pattern according to what she was doing with her number 5 yarn, that I was gonna have a slipper that would fit the Jolly Green Giant. So I had to adjust it. It wasn't hard to adjust. It's basically double crochet in this slipper. So I adjusted it. I adjusted the number of stitches around, and because I have my foot to try it on, I made it a little bit smaller in diameter and then way smaller in length. And but I was able to adjust it, and I made this pair of slipper socks, which fit me perfectly, and they're super squishy and comfy, and I'm really happy with them. No, that's not the good side here. That side looks better. But yeah, I was like super happy with them, very excited to make these, and they fit, and as I said, they fit and they're comfy. I did adjust like at the top this, because almost the whole thing it's done with double crochet, and then she did double crochet for these scallops, but I thought that I was gonna make them too big, so I made single crochet scallops. But I like the fact that I was able to adjust it. I was able to figure out the pattern and where to make adjustments to make it fit. Obviously, I did it. I narrowed it. It was supposed to be like 4 to like 11 in the foot part, and for me it was like 4 to 7. So instead of like 8 rows, it's like 4 rows. And then I was able to adjust I just adjusted everything and made it fit my foot. Then I had another yarn that I got for the same purpose, and I thought, oh, okay, well, this one is a smaller yarn, so it must be the 5, and I can do the same thing. But it wasn't. It was also a 6. It wasn't quite as thick. So I still had to adjust a little bit, not the same, but again, I was proud of myself that I was able to adjust it and make it fit. So I did these. And then the scallop, just for interest's sake, I ended up having to get a second ball anyway, but I was trying to save. I thought maybe if I saved some of the yarn and not do the scallop, that I would be able to do 2 of them. With 1 ball and 1 skein, and I had to get a second one anyway. But I just used a contrasting yarn, and this one's a thin one, so I did do a double crochet to make the scallops. This is the yarn actually that I made the bag out of, but these also fit me really well. And I was so proud of these. I brought them to work to show my friend. I hadn't made these yet, but I brought these to work on Thursday, I think, to show my friend. And she's like, I want some. My mom wants some. So I'm like, okay, I will make you some. Now, I did use two cakes, 2 balls, 2 whatever you want to call them to make this. But obviously it wasn't a full thing. And I ended up with a lot left over from, this was the first one from these. This isn't all of it. This is just that blue purple section because I cut it off because when I went to go do the second one, there's a big blue purple section like you can see right here. And I just didn't want the whole rest of this, the slipper to be this color. So I kind of fudged it out. So I have this to incorporate into the other socks for my friend and her mom so that I don't have to get 2 cakes. I just could get 1 for each of them. So I got this one for her mom because this will go with it, right? So I can start it with this and then go to this cake. And they have smaller feet. So I had her try on mine. I wear size 10. She wears like a size 6 or 7, I think, she said. So she tried these on. She said they fit her. But I think if I go 1 row shorter and a couple stitches narrower, it'll fit better. So I'm going to do that for them. So this is for her mom. I'm going to make a pair for that. And then my friend just like really likes like orange and yellow. And so I got a cake for her, which I don't know where it is now. And then I got another couple cakes for myself of this because, whew, it's pretty. But where's the one for my friend? Here it is. So she likes orange and yellow and stuff, so this one had some yellow in it. But I will also be able to use that blue from the other ball to stretch it out. So yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to start those today or what, but I will be making those gift socks. I mean, I told you they're not perfect, but I'm really proud of them. And I haven't worn them all week, even though I wanted to, because I was waiting to show them to you guys so that they would be pristine. So, okay. So those are those. Then I had all that scrubby yarn that I showed you last week, and I just wanted to work with it a little bit. And I did this in like half an hour maybe, and no pattern, I just did it. So that's like a dish scrubby, and I just did around, you know, circular, and I did double crochet, and then when I got towards the outside I did like half double crochet, and then I think I did a row of single crochet, and then to make the little ruffly I did chain stitches and then single crochet. So I just like the idea that I'm getting the concept of how to crochet. So I made that, and it's really cute. I mean it's a dishcloth, but it's still really cute. Okay, and then the other thing that I'm working on is I went onto YouTube, of course, and I was looking at patterns, and I found a simple pattern for a shrug, which is basically you just crochet a huge rectangle, and then you fold in the sides and stitch it up to make sleeves, and it just makes like a cocoon shrug. So I'm doing that, and this is, they said, was a reverse blanket stitch. Now the first 2 rows are kind of like crappy, but I'm getting better as I go along. So, you know, it's gonna be long, but it's really easy. It's it's super easy to do, and I think it's really pretty. And of course, I always pick yarns that are doing a lot of the work. This is Crone Simply Soft, and I got 3 skeins of this, and I figure I will just stitch until I use up those 3 skeins, and then it should be big enough to turn into a shrug. So I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm obviously really enjoying the crochet. I love that it seems to go pretty fast. It's easy on my eyes because I don't need to wear stitching glasses. I was getting a little bit of like cramping in my hands or pain, and actually I was getting pain from the end of the crochet hook hitting me. So I went online and I got this thing, which is you can switch it out with whichever needle that you're using, and this was like it was 5 something on Amazon. And at first I thought it was a piece of crap because I couldn't figure out how to work it. And then when I finally figured out that this opens, and then you put the little, because it gives you these little colored stoppers, you know, for each different size hook. When I finally figured out that goes on the inside and not on the outside, then I figured out how it works. And so far, I'm liking it. I was using it last night, and it is helping make it more comfortable to, you know, not hurt my hand. So, and then the other thing, like toy equipment thing that I got, is I got a set of these rings, which I've tried out. I'm not sure if I'm going to need them or not, but they're tension rings, and I've seen different people in different videos use them. Some people really seem to like them. Some people don't like them. Some people were saying that like it helps them from getting like almost like a yarn burn right here, which I haven't noticed anything like that, obviously. And first of all, I'm stitching with pretty soft yarn, and second of all, I don't think I've been stitching long enough or intensely enough. I did notice that like when I was using this scrubby stuff, like that, yeah, if you were doing a lot of it, that could probably be irritating. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to need those or not. I've tried them, and sometimes I've tried them different times, and sometimes it's like I've tried them and it's like, oh yeah, this is great. And other times like, this is a big pain. And I know like when I'm stitching on this thing, like I adjust, you know, I have to pull and adjust my floss a lot. Or my yarn a lot, and that isn't good for this because you have to like wind it on there, and it's a lot easier just to do it with just my hand. So I don't know if I'll end up using those again. I got a very inexpensive set. I got a set of 3 for like $5. There were way more expensive sets, ranging, you know, from the 5 to probably 25, and I just got the cheapest. It didn't seem like there was much difference in any of them. There's different kinds though, so but I think that as tools go, this one is going to be a decent one to use. And again, I got really cheap hooks, but I'm not seeing any problem with them. I did watch a couple like crochet like tips and tricks, and the person did say that starting out, the metal hooks are a little bit easier to use as far as getting in between the yarns than like wood or plastic or whatever. But I just got an inexpensive set, so they don't have like fancy handles or ergonomic handles or anything, but this handle takes care of that. And if I find that I have a lot of projects and I don't want to be going back and forth, these were inexpensive enough to get more than one. Because as I said, it was $5 and something. So I might get a couple more. Okay. So that was like all of the yarn haul and crochet haul. And then I did get Stitchy Kindness from Julie. I said this before, we trade, we're counted canvas buddies. So basically, when I finish a counted canvas project, if she doesn't have that, I give her the pattern, and same for me. So she just finished this one last year, and this is a Needle Delights, Color Delights pattern Sky. She said it came out so pretty. Like, she said the picture is like not anywhere near how beautiful it is in real life. I've done a couple of the Needle Delight Color Delights. I did lime, but I did lime cube, so I made it in 5 different colorways, you know, 4 in addition to the original lime, and I did bubblegum. That was the first one I did, was bubblegum. And then she just because she gave me some floss. I guess her husband got like a bunch of floss, like, I don't know if he got it from a closeout or whatever, but he got a bunch of this DMC, these boxes of 12. And so she had, in some of these, she had more than 1 box of 12, so she just gave me some. So I got a box. So these colors I'm set for a really long time. So she gave me 117. Oh, no, it's not 117. They all say 117. This is 3325. Sorry, 3325. $906. That's pretty. And it's funny because these colors are all colors that are in patterns that I use, that I seem to be drawn to, so I'm sure I'm going to get use out of them. 824. And dude, this is pretty. And $9.95. So yeah, so I got a little flossy gift from Julie and the pattern, which is very exciting. I think that's it. That's it. I don't have anything else to share with you guys. So my plans next week obviously are more of the same. Work on the projects that I've been working on, and more crocheting. I don't know if I'm going to start anything like different other than I showed you already. I mean, I'm going to do some new of those slipper socks. I'm excited to actually wear those slipper socks now. Eventually I need to pull out this one that doesn't fit. I mean, you can even just see how much bigger. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that I got a little bit cocky and just, it's too big. I mean, I don't think it's tension, because the tension on it's pretty good. And in fact, when I was stitching on this, I was like, wow, I'm getting this. This is like, it's really smooth. It's easy. So I think I miscounted somewhere, and it's just actually bigger than it's supposed to be. But I need to pull that apart and redo it. And yeah, so I don't know that I have any plans to do any different project than what I've already shown you. But I'm gonna enjoy doing it. You know, as I said, the crochet is very relaxing for me. It's a little bit almost easier to do than the stitching, partly because of the glasses, and when I'm doing something like this where, okay, I know the stitch already, you know, the pattern, and there's nothing to like look at as far as pattern wise, that's very easy to do because it's just back and forth. So yeah, I think I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm actually feeling a little bit hungry, which is making me feel a little lightheaded. So I need to eat something and lay down, I think, and get rid of this cold before I have to go back to work tomorrow. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope that you had a nice holiday if you celebrate. I hope that you had a nice couple days off if you got them. Better than mine, dealing with a cold. And until next week, please remember to be content, be kind, and oh, before I end, did I tell you guys? No, I can't even remember. Gigi's missing because she fell off the wall like 30 seconds after I finished my video last week. So the hook that I used, which is the same one that I've used for Eva, I think didn't hold because she's bigger. So I need to use 2 hooks or a heavier hook. But I haven't felt like climbing up on the step stool to do that this week. So I know somebody was like, be so careful. The step stool I have is like one of those ones with a huge handle, and it only goes up 3 steps, and I only ever go up 2. So I'm safe on it, but when I'm not feeling great, I'm not going to do it. So anyway, so Gigi needs to go back up. Seriously, 30 seconds after my video, she fell off the wall. But anyway, I digress. And I may have said that at the beginning of the video. Now I don't remember. But anyway, till I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.